So what is up, fam, and welcome to another video where we are going to talk about the questions I get the most from you guys. Cause today we are going to cover some of the maybe crazy rules we have here in Denmark. And I am not going to be the person who is saying that this is, what can I say, stupid or not, but I am just giving you straight facts. And then you can decide for yourself if it's stupid or not. And I am going to address this already now. The last topic we are going to cover today is jaw dropping. It's a brand new rule and it's a little bit harsh. So let's go. So let's just start with the big elephant in the room and let's talk a little bit about our motorcycle taxes. So here in Denmark where I live, we have sky high taxes. And that is not just something I think, they really are. They are rocket high. So if you're going to buy a new bike, you are going to pay from 0 kroners to 10,500 kroners. You are going to pay 0% in taxes. Yay! From 10,500 kroners to 63,800 kroners, we are paying 85% in taxes. And from 63,800 and above, we are paying 150% extra in taxes. That is a lot. That is very much a lot. So that basically means that a brand new Indian FTR 1200 in the US costs $12,999 US. But here in Denmark, it will cost around 35,000 US dollars. And that is just for the base model. So yep, that is crazy and it is a lot of money. But when that's said, there are also a reason why we pay so much in taxes. Because we have free healthcare, we have free hospitals, doctors, operations, free schools, new roads, and the list goes on. But 150% extra in taxes, that is maybe a little bit too much, but who am I to say things about that? So the next thing I am going to cover is how our driver's license system works. When you are turning 18 years old, you are allowed to get yourself a A1 driver's license, which allows you to drive a motorcycle with a maximum of 125 cc. Unless you are a motorcycle mechanic apprentice, you know, a trainee, and or if you are in the military, then you can jump directly to the A2 license. Because when you are 20 years old, you can get the A2 license, which allows you to drive a motorcycle with the maximum of 47.5 horsepower. Now, if you then have the 2 years experience with the A2 license, then you can at age of 22 get the A license, which allows you to drive the bike of your dreams. But if not, then you can first get the A license when you are 24 years old. And personally, I think the rules are as they should be. Oh, that's easy for you to say when the rules weren't like that for you. Maybe. Because when I was a youngster, I could get the A license at the age of 21. But nevertheless, I actually think the rules as they are now are as they should be. And also because the time we have now, there are so many awesome bikes in this A2 category. Just to see the KTM 390. Ooh, we didn't have bike that awesome back in the days. So in the next topic, which is about insurance, I have zero clue if it's expensive or not, but I'm just going to tell what I personally pay to have an insurance on my Indian FTR 1200. So here in Denmark, the insurance companies doesn't have, what can I say, fixed price on the insurance. The prices, they depend on everything. Everything from where you live, if you're married, if you have a bank loan, if you're living in a small or in a big city, or if you're living in the capital of Denmark, how old you are, and also their own personal, rules. So it is a little bit of time consuming to find an insurance company that will insure your bike. But we have here in Denmark two types of automotive insurance, and the first one is called ansvar, which is basically translated into responsibility, and that is the insurance that we have to have. It's not legal to drive a motorcycle without having that type of insurance. And this insurance pays for everything that happens in a crash. You know, if you are damaging a building, a fence, the other parts, car or motorcycle or bike, if it's your own fault. Not if it's not your fault, then it is the other parts insurance company that are going to take care of all that. But that type of insurance does not pay for your own motorcycle. So if you have a motorcycle with a higher value, then you are of course going to take the other type of insurance, which is called Casco, and simply that pays for everything, including your bike. So in both of these type of insurance, there are something called self-risk. And that means if, let's say your bike gets stolen and it has a estimated value of 100,000 Danish kroner, then they're going to pay you the estimated value of your motorcycle minus the self-risk. And the self-risk here in Denmark is typically in between 5,000 and 10,000 kroner. But it can also be lower, but it can also be higher. And then the higher the self-risk you have, of course, the lower price there is on your insurance. So in my personal case, I have a Indian FTR 1200 and I pay yearly 6,000 kroner, and then my self-risk is at 9,000 kroner. Insurance in Denmark, and I could guess in other countries too, are so complicated, so this was just a simplified version of it. So now I am going to jump into a topic which is fines that are a little bit touchy, because you can just follow the speed limits and then you are totally fine. But that doesn't mean that there could be a more fair way to calculate the fine from what you have done to what you are going to pay. So I am just going to give you some quick examples, and then we are going into the last topic, which is completely bonkers. Oof. Yeah, it is so surreal, but again, you can just follow the speed limits and then you are all good in the hood. So the fines here in Denmark are in between 1,000 kroner and then up to 2,500 kroner. But that is only the standard fines, because if you are breaching 30% of the estimated speed limit, then they are going to put another 1,000 kroner on top of the fine. If you get a fine on the highway where we have a speed limit at 130 kilometers per hour and it reaches over 140, then there are coming another fine on top, which is called high speed surcharge. And that starts at 1,000 kroner, and then it builds up at every 10 kilometers per hour. It builds up with 500 kroner. So if you have a weak wrist, then you can get a lot of speed limit fines here in Denmark. In my personal, humble opinion, I really don't get this high speed surcharge, because you are driving on a road that is built to be driven fast on. There are no sidewalks with people on, and there are no, side roads. But I actually think that this high-speed surcharge should be in the city, where there are a lot of people around you, where you're not only risking your own self, but you are also risking other people's life when crashing a motorcycle in the city. That would have made totally sense. That was just something that I have been thinking about, that the fines should be bigger places where you can hurt other than yourself. Does it make sense? So this leads us directly into the last topic, which is about a new rule that came here in 2021, and it's a tough one. I gotta say it's a tough one. And not because you shouldn't be punished for driving fast, but there are a little twist in this rule, and it is the little twist that is the harsh one. Because the last topic is about getting your bike confiscated. You heard me, confiscated. And to get your bike confiscated here in Denmark, you have to be driving over 200 kilometers per hour or have had a 100% increase of the speed limit after 50 kilometers per hour. So if you are driving over 200 kilometers per hour, which is of course too much, no doubt, that is the rules. You can drive over 200 kilometers per hour. But should they really be allowed to take your 300,000 kroner bike? I guess you could just stay under the speed limit and then again, you're fine, as I have said multiple times now, but they are actually allowed to confiscate it on the spot so you can find your own way home on your bare ass. But that is your own stupidity, because this is not the crazy thing about it yet. Because if you lend your bike to a very good friend and he drives over 200 kilometers per hour or have a increase over 100% over 50 kilometers per hour, they are also going to confiscate it, even though it's your bike and it wasn't you that did it. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So that means that if I was supposed to sell my bike and there comes a person who wants to buy it, I wouldn't allow the person to try it, because the person could actually take my bike and drive like an insane and then get confiscated my bike, and then I will stand back with zero. So, and this rule came in March and they have already confiscated 440 automotives, I think. So that is a lot. And when that said, when they are confiscating your bike, you are going to the, what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but you know, the places where the judges are and you know, all this kind of stuff. And then there is a person that has to decide if it should be confiscated or not. And a funny story, there have only been one incident where the automotive was given back to its owner, and that was actually with a motorcycle. But 1 out of 440, that is some statistics. But again, I can say it for the last time, you can just be under the speed limits and then they're not going to take your bike away from you. So yep, that is how the rule works. And of course, in this talk we have about fines, you can also get your driver's license confiscated, of course. So there you have it. That was the answer to the questions I get the most from you guys. And don't forget to follow me over at Instagram, because a lot of funny stuff is happening over there as well. So that was it, folks. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you aren't already, and if you're new here, welcome. It is so nice to see you. See ya.